Yeah. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the GFG, the Great Face Goat, and welcome to Ladies. We are not your enemy. I am your host, or GFG, Great Face Goat.
Or balance.
Hey. But we haven't fully disclosed how we're going to release that to the public yet. But I do have my compadres with me, my other two hosts. I have none other than Smitty Smash, a.k.a. the Deacon of Destruction. And we have also, a.k.a. we're going to start them off with a.k.a. a.k.a. Viv Sound, a.k.a. Biggs, a.k.a. He do it, and you ain't going to never know.
The
but
Master
so
Duke.
A.k.a. the Master, a.k.a. I couldn't even come up with a.k.a.
Yeah.
He do so much. He really the Renaissance man.
Was good.
AKA the teacher of the bonks.
I'm talking about this man here can do anything and everything, man. I'm telling you. But anywho, welcome to Ladies We Not Your Enemy. And y'all go ahead and say something because I'm talking too much.
What's happening? Over my favorite beat once again. I appreciate it. It's just like, boy, I feel now that this time I feel like I'm in a rainforest in the cabin. In the cabin, right? And it's just raining. And did you see that?
Okay.
You see that water? It's just like water in the background.
That was a very romantic scene you just
don't you just
projected amongst.
And I'm in a hammock.
And see, we don't want to know about you in a hammock.
And I got a Stella
raindrops. We don't want to hear none of that,
bro. I'm out here chilling. Rainforest in Brazil. Hey.
What's good, everybody? Hope y'all blessed. We finna bring y'all some blessings, just a little knowledge. You know how that go.
Always.
Sir.
Oh. With that being said.
And we got a guest.
Okay. Go ahead.
We got a whole special guest that we forgot to introduce.
No, we didn't. I was about to introduce him.
Oh,
we took that was like the longest. We got to really stop making introductions that long.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was a long introduction. But
she can't get the beat though.
But it's Viv's problem. It's his fault because the beat's so good. It's like
so I gotta change the introduction.
No, don't do that.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. We gotta. Yeah, that's a no go.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We gotta figure out how to make that work. You know what? We getting lost in the sound.
I control it. When y'all heads start to turn down, that's enough.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That's right.
That's my
Welcome to Ladies We Not Your Enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are learning exactly how to use our software, our soundboard that is presented before us. And let's get back to the show. So with us getting back to the show, as my partner said, we do have a special guest with us, none other than Miss Christina herself, Mississippi, in the building.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me back.
Oh man, it is a pleasure having you here with us. We are so excited to have you.
Likewise, I think we shared some good dialogue on the last pod, and I'm glad to be a part of this one as well.
Absolutely. So, on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about surprise DNA test. Now, this is a video that was actually going viral, or went viral over about 8 months ago. It started going viral, but we never gave our opinion on it.
Yeah.
And just to give you a rundown of it, basically, a man gives a surprise DNA test to his woman in front of her parents and his. But we're going to actually let you watch that scene yourself, so you can get your own opinion on it, and then we're going to come back and discuss things further from there. So go ahead and watch the video.
Well, everything was good.
Jasmine, the food was good. You see, I love the chicken.
Thank you, Mom, except those raisins, right?
Please don't ever do that again. Those raisins, everything was awesome.
Thank you.
So, Michael, I thought you said you had a surprise for us.
Baby, I thought we were only doing a family dinner.
I almost forgot, but let me go get it.
Oh, Jasmine, this is the bonus we've been waiting for, isn't it?
It better be some early Christmas gifts or something.
With that bonus, yeah. Oh, it's in the envelope, too.
That means money is in the envelope, right? Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
Captain, I can't wait to see what the ticket is to. Yes.
Baby, what is this?
It's a surprise.
A surprise.
What the?
Baby, what is this?
You know what it is, Jasmine.
Baby, why? Why would you do this right now?
Well, I figure everyone needs to know the truth, right?
Jasmine, you have some explaining to do.
Mom, it's not what it looks like.
Then tell us what it is.
Baby, can we please go talk in private? Please.
No, Jasmine. You've done enough in private. Let's talk right here.
Baby, please don't do this right now.
So, this means that my grandbaby? Is it my grandbaby? Jasmine, you have some explaining to do. You need to say something.
Sandra.
I can't stomach this. Richard, we need to go. We need to go.
Please.
Michael, when did you find out about this?
I found out yesterday when I took Ava to the doctor. But I always had my suspicions.
What do you mean? What suspicions, Michael?
You think I didn't notice, Jasmine?
Notice what, baby? Notice what?
Ava doesn't look like me. She doesn't have any of my features. For 6 years, I tried to convince myself that I was probably wrong. But every time I look at her, I knew something was wrong.
But she loves you. And you love her. You're the only thing that little girl knows. Please.
Jasmine, she's not my child.
We're already a family, Michael. Please.
Do you know who her father is?
Baby, that was 6 years ago. I don't know.
So many people have you been messing with?
I haven't been with anybody but you, Michael.
But Jasmine, that's not what the DNA test says.
Okay. It was one mistake, and that's it. But baby, I'm sorry. Please.
You need to pack your stuff.
Baby, why? Why?
You and Ava have 1 week to get out of my house.
Please don't do this, please. Oh, God.
I'm done talking to you.
Michael, please.
Michael, I know this is hard. Everything about it is hard. But you raised Ava from birth until now. You can't put them out on the street with nowhere to go. I know you're upset, son. But do you love Ava?
Of course I do, Mom. I thought she was mine.
You need to take some time to process this so that you won't make a foolish decision.
Ava can stay. But you have to find her father. You owe him the right to know his daughter.
Okay. Baby, thank you. What about us? Can we still be a family?
I don't know. Why don't you start by fixing the problem you created?
I'm gonna give you two some time to work this out. Okay?
sorry. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. But it's gonna be hard. But we work it out. We work it out.
Baby, whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'll make this right, okay? I'm sorry.
It's gonna be okay, baby.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be okay.
All right, so we back watching that video. I hope all.
That was wild.
Yeah,
bro.
that was a wild situation.
That was a wild situation.
That was a wild situation. So, just off the rip, I want to know, like, how would you feel as a man if you was in that position? Like, just tell me, how would you feel?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what he did. But the length of time that he did, 6 years, that's a long time. To hold that in and to have those allegations and those thoughts in your head to saying, dang, could this be mine? Could this not be mine? And he finally did it. Now, the way he presented it, I definitely love the presentation that he did. Because that presentation really pinned her in the corner where both parents were there, both sets of parents, not just hers, but it was his mom there and her father and her mother. And he really brought everything that she was hiding for 6 years to light.
Yeah.
So I definitely would have took that same approach if it was me, because if I did finally reveal it and I finally got the information, at this point, it was, you had time. That's a lot of time to tell me in private.
Yeah.
Now it's time to put this out to the people, our loved ones and things like that, that we, like, you not only deceived me, but you deceived my mom and your parents at the same time that love this child. So that's my initial thoughts as a man. So
well, Kris, what were your
we gotta get Biff's. Because you said as a man.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I did say as a man. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, I don't know. That's that hurt, honestly. Just to go through so much with a female. You know, once a man put his heart into it, it's all in. So, especially once to bear a child with at least that you thought that was yours. And then, like you said, over 6 years. And then over them 6 years, you know, just going through the thought process of, damn, is this really my child? It's even a strong, like, you got to be strong to actually go through with it to get the test done with the child. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a process within itself. Because even though this is not my child now, but I done created a love and, you know what I mean, raised this child. Like, my feelings is into this child. So I think that's more of the deeper situation than the relationship with the girlfriend or wife. I don't know if they're married, but... Yeah. I think the situation with the child is more deeper than the relationship with the
woman.
Yeah,
with the woman.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
So, Kris, what was your initial reaction?
Just reflecting back on that video, I absolutely agree with the guy's approach. In fact, any of his approaches would have been an appropriate response. I like the fact that he collectively revealed this information to the whole family, the loved ones that care and have supported them. I think it was the only thing I didn't necessarily agree towards the end. It seems as if he had not had much time to think a lot of that through and decide whether or not he wanted to stay. Of course, his heart is tied to the child. And what irritated me a little bit was when the woman was like using terms of endearment and can we work this out? When you have this type of information, it takes time. This man has to go through several cycles of processing and just sorting out where he wants to be. But I'm glad he had a rapid forgiveness of the heart. Um, but I caution people away from that because your feelings shift and change all the time. So you
Yeah.
want to have a sound mind
So
when
let-
you make a decision.
So,
Okay,
so,
but
so, so,
I do.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. But as it pertains to the DNA, she was absolutely wrong. You don't keep a secret like that. You do not keep a secret like that. In fact, I'm a person who actually believes every birth certificate should not be signed unless there's a DNA attached to it. And I personally feel like whether you are married or not, I feel that every child should have a DNA test conducted prior to any birth certificate being signed.
Well, I absolutely
that's a different topic.
agree with you on that, there, Chris. But let me.
I feel like we should have it
we should.
out of our taxes.
I think that's best for everybody, the man, woman, and the child. So, but now that we got a clear understanding of your position on that, I kind of wanted to ask this other question because I like to play the devil's advocate. I wonder how was she feeling at this particular time? Like, and I know, Chris, we're gonna say you for last on that, but I kind of want to just kind of ask y'all, what do you think she's feeling at this moment when he reveals that I know this ain't my child?
Accountability, being brought up.
Yeah.
She feels busted.
Okay.
Guilt in the way of getting caught. And not really for the action. Embarrassed for sure, because now it's in front of her mother and her father all in now. They in her business.
Yeah.
And then her mother-in-law is all in her business and things like that too. And they're gonna spread the word. So those are the adjectives that I think of off the top.
So with me, I do agree with the guilt and embarrassment, but just looking into it from my perspective a little bit more deeper, I feel like she knows she gonna get away with murder. Cause it's like, oh, why couldn't we do this amongst each other? Or why are you doing it like this? Because she know if it was one-on-one, she would have been able to, clarify herself or just, sweep a little bit more under the rug.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? But now that she's cornered in front of both sides of the family, it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Is more added to the situation.
What I think she feeling more than anything, you pretty much hit everything that she's feeling. But I think the one thing that you did miss, but you kind of didn't miss it, was she's feeling shame.
Yes.
And I think we have to bring that back to our community. Shame, especially for women. Like, you need to feel shameful. But because that has been removed, I think women believe they really can do what men do and have no shame for behaving the way that a man does. But the consequences, for you, I know, here we go, we going there, but let me get it out now. The consequences for the woman is far greater. So when I tell women, because I oftentimes, well, let's reverse this story. Because what if he, had another child outside of their relationship or marriage or whatever the case.
She brought like a picture of
a picture of, I know you got
and the baby dad and baby mama.
Yeah. So these situations can happen, but when I tell women, it's worse for you because ultimately you're the one that has more emotional damage. You're the one that has physical damage. You're the one that has even the spiritual damage because you're a receiver.
Well, let me ask this quick question. So you say it's worse for the female, but when it comes to the agreement side, the business side of it, he's technically still responsible for this child
because he signed the birth certificate.
So either way,
he's done.
Right, she's still good at the end of the day. Yeah, the guilt, the shame, and everything is gonna come down. The only thing I feel like she has to fight for at this point is just if she wants to continue the relationship, just to convince her man to stay with her.
But what is that? But okay, so all right. So he's coming out of I would like to say he's coming out of simping. Meaning like he's getting ready to break free. No, he's getting no. Hear me out. He's getting ready to break free. He was getting ready to come out.
Hold on, we ain't there yet.
Oh, we ain't there yet?
We gotta let Kris talk.
Okay.
We gotta let Kris
okay,
talk.
Yeah, you're right. Kris, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was told that we must summon your presence.
We just said role.
Yeah, we gotta get her perspective.
Yeah,
she's
you're right.
a female.
You're
How
a female,
she think
yeah.
the female felt.
You're right.
What is the question? You want my feedback on what part?
Well, how she would. The question was, how do we think that she was feeling?
Yeah, how do we think? What do we think she felt in that moment?
Yeah, what she felt in that moment.
I think in the moment it was definitely embarrassment. I don't think it was enough accountability to where she was ready to really stand in the pain, because she wanted to talk to him in private. She didn't want to bear the shame in front of the family. And I think she wanted opportunity to kind of, I hate to use this term, but kind of gaslight him and sweet talk him and try to explain, you know,
under the rug. Yep.
Yeah, because the people, the cyborgs that are there, they are or were going to bring her to the reality that you cheated. And luckily he stayed and discussed it amongst everybody, because I think she would have really tried to convince him that it's not what he thinks. As severe as the situation is, the bottom line is, fact is, that's not his biological child whom he believes was his. And she knew, I feel like she knows exactly how to win him back over. And the truth be told, she did, because by the end of that clip, he was in open arms.
Yeah.
He knows that baby. She knows that baby is his soft spot. Think about it. Can we work it out? It's
Kris,
too soon to ask those questions.
Well, let me ask you this: would you define him as a simp?
No, I would define him as human. And like I said, any response would have been appropriate, even if he changed his mind. It's appropriate.
No, we're only gonna go with what we saw in the clip. Because we got to stay there.
I feel like I don't think he's a simp at all. I think he's a man who is in that moment very much in touch with his feelings and emotions that he had for that child. He's very much aware of what this woman did, and he held her accountable for that.
But how he exposed her, but accountability, I think, would be him leaving her with the child. Now she is really held accountable for her actions that she.
Well, I think the only accountability that he asked for is find her father. That was the only thing he kind of held over her head, right?
Yeah, he told her to find father.
He also said the child could stay.
Yeah, but he ended up hugging her at the end, so it was
right.
They said we're gonna work it out too.
So no accountability.
So there's no accountability for her actions. Because at the end of the day, if I leave you and you have to go,
there was no consequence for her actions. She brought herself to the
She's
stage.
right. That's the right word. Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, because he did hold her accountable, but there was no consequences.
He held her accountable, but there was no severe consequence for the action.
So, what y'all think he was simping?
I don't think he was simping.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact that I respect his decision, with whatever way he picked. Because you know me, I look past myself and I think about the nation of black people, and that will be a child out there that's with a single mother that doesn't have a father figure that's in the home. But at the same time, if he decides to not be with her, I definitely understand that as well too, because of the deception and that she displayed for with the relationship, especially 6 years, and in particularly when she said that she didn't do anything. That was the first thing, and then she said that she didn't remember. That was the second strike, and then she said, "Oh, it only happened one time." So how do you go from those three levels of denial and then finally admit it? So that's why I say like he's not really a simp. I do get it because she did know that what she did was wrong, but she had that emotional attachment to him because he did raise this child since she's been born up until 6 years old. So he fell for the okie doke, and she knew exactly what it was. But him being the simp, and I definitely understand that emotional attachment to a child. So I do get it.
So, like based off my definition of simping, I have to call this man a simp because my definition of simping is any man that prioritizes the feelings and emotions of a woman. You are a bona fide simp. And the reason why he's a bona fide simp is because that's exactly what he did, but he got caught up in it. Mm-hmm. Like that thing was deeper to me than whoever wrote that did a masterful job. Let me say this because they actually embodied what I believe is the correct display of the emotions and what I would actually call the tactical strategies of a woman that pull a man in and keep a man wrapped in simping. Yeah.
Can I ask this question?
Yeah, please jump right in there. Jump in there. Now, you got to let me answer it now, but go ahead and ask it.
Why exactly are men fighting so hard to be out of touch with a natural thing, which is your feelings and emotions? Recognize those things. There's nothing wrong with being in control and having discipline for them. But why do y'all deny them so much? And when you are in tune with them, you're a simp. I just don't get that. It makes you a hardened person, and you do yourself a disservice in love when you do not connect with that side of you.
I agree with you 100%. But what a lot of people don't realize is feelings and emotions have to be checked with logic. Mm-hmm. They have to be checked. If they don't get checked with logic and facts, then you're on an emotional roller coaster. As you said, emotions change all the time. So if I make a decision solely based off of my emotions, that means my emotions are going to be bouncing all over the place. So therefore, I'll never be in a good state of mental health. So these are the facts that we know. We know that she cheated. We know that she has a baby by another man. Now we have to ask ourselves the facts. How is he going to deal with this? How is he going to process this for years to come? As a matter of fact, if he stays for a lifetime, he has to deny his logic. This is what simping causes a man to do, deny your logic. The logic tells you this ain't my child. I can actually go off and have a child, my own child, build my own legacy, because that's what men are thinking about. Men are thinking about their own legacies. Now he has to forfeit that for the sake of her emotions. But what I saw in this video was a tactical strategy, an emotional strategy that I really think men need to understand that was deployed. But we're going to get into that a little bit later on because there was a huge component about this that I think a lot of people miss, but we're going to talk about it later on. Viv, what you think?
I do agree that so when it comes to the child, I don't consider that part simping. Because that's a different type of love that you gotta enjoy. Yeah. But when it comes to his significant other, yes, I would say he did fall under the category of simping. Cause just the simple thought process of like you're questioning her and she's still giving you sideways answers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not getting a direct answer. So now you're still leaving me in an emotional state to think crazy or think out of the box.
Right.
So, and then at the end of the day, like you just got a crazy answer. Like, damn, how many people you been with? I can't remember or whatever she said. Right. At the end of the day, you still hugging on her. You know what I'm saying? So it's absolutely. Like, damn, even throughout the 6 years, you know, she still could have. Ain't no. She probably did dirt yesterday.
Yeah, and the deception.
Right,
And this
and
is
then,
what I'm saying
and
with
then
the
a
logic.
female knowing that you done did that, she done did murder basically. She
Yeah.
got away with murder.
And
If she got away with it, if she got away with it
Once-
time, what make you
Yeah.
think she can't get away with it again?
What was that laughter about, Chris?
Oh, go ahead.
Bill said something that sparked some laughter.
You know why I'm laughing? Because to a degree, I do agree with him. I do agree with, you know, I wouldn't say her using her womanly wiles or whatever. He definitely has a weakness for her, because by the end of the video, he was hugging her, and
Yeah.
she became, to me, it's like you're the victim now. But I have very little sympathy for situations like this, especially when you've known all along. Again, any response would have been the appropriate, even if he decided he wanted to shut his emotions completely off from her and the child. Because again, that goes back to men wanting to leave a legacy. He would have some mental challenges, truly accepting that that's not his child, and it was conceived out of deception. And you led me to believe, but if I had never said anything, would you have told me?
So
And now that I'm telling you, you're spinning me around.
you're spinning me right, not
the
giving me
skirt
direct.
tail, like-
Yeah. You want me to stay in your emotional well. I'm telling you. But let me ask you this. This is a tough question though. What would you have done? I know hindsight is 20/20, but what would you have done if you was in this position, Smitty?
If I was in that situation,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm asking.
She asked you
Yeah.
first,
What would you? Yeah, we can ask you first. What would you have done if you was him,
if I was him,
or you want to play the role of her?
well, you want my pure honesty?
Yeah.
If that was me, and
Yeah.
I was in her situation, even if I was in question, I probably would not have gone through with the pregnancy.
Mm. You wouldn't have gone through with the pregnancy at all. So it's you okay? So if you had any
Yeah.
doubts, okay. So
If I had any doubts, and-
That's a real
and
answer.
I know that's just my most transparency. If I had stepped out on someone and that was in question, that was again the shame. I would not want to bear that. And I know
that's too
a
heavy for you to
shallow
live.
doubt.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so what about in a situation that played out? If you was at that table, how would you?
If you was there,
If I was-
yeah.
Oh, if I was her,
Yeah. If you was in that
And I-
at that table, that's kind of heavy.
well, I'm a terrible liar. I think I would have just. I can't cut corners. If you got all my proof, I'm just gonna.
So you would
I'm
have
just
gave
gonna
him
flat
direct
out
answers.
honest.
Yeah.
Yes. If you really want to reconcile this, give them that hard truth up front. Knock him, give him all his blows now, and do what you can to correct it. Meet his demands. Find the father. Do your part. Because that's what. Even if he doesn't decide he wants to be with you, you at least try to make an effort to make it right in a sense. But I would have just came out with the truth, and any questions he wanted to know, even if it was hard, I would have told him.
Yeah.
And
he would have
the
had a whole
tough-
bunch of
the
questions.
tough responses would have maybe helped him earn my trust, like she's being honest, or at least trying to be honest, even with the tough stuff.
Yeah, because he gonna have a whole lot of questions. You know,
With no
but
expectations of
I ain't
him
gonna ask the questions that he probably would
taking
be
me back.
asking because you my cousin. But anywho, Smith, because he gonna have he gonna have different type of questions, but we gonna move past that. Smitty, what would you have done if you was in his position?
Man, I'd have been. That'd have been
Like,
that'd been
and you
interesting.
just remember he just
'cause
found out
he
the
just
day
found out
before.
the day before because he took care.
That's
to the
tough.
DNA. Man. Like that's a lot.
Oh
holding
my
in.
gosh, bro, that's tough.
Like you gotta have really, really self control to even be fake happy
Mm-hmm.
for all that time, and then you know what's about to happen. And I know his heart was racing because my
Yeah.
heart would have been racing as they
Oh
were revealing.
man,
Blood would have been flowing just ready, just shaking my leg every day.
Because everything she would have been doing that day, you would have just been. She would have been making you breakfast. You would have been looking at her like,
and you automatically got that in your brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd have been some. It'd been mad resentment on my mind. A lot of built up, pent up aggression, and then a lot of gotcha, bitch. So
you just got to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's what it been. That's what it been. But the situation that happened and unfolded, I'd have just been looking like, what do you got to say? Like, I'd have just been like,
yeah,
who you messing with? I just kept asking the question until she told me all the lies, until she finally told me it was just one mess up, and I just been like, all right, okay.
So
and then I probably would have from that standpoint, I probably would have told her and the daughter just to get up out my house.
Yeah.
Because I needed that space to process, because I know that you can't make a harsh decision right then and there, but getting back with her,
that's
getting back with her, it'd been a done. That's done.
What you doing, Biggs?
So with me, I would have played the beginning part as far as like how he introduced the whole situation to the family. I would have probably played that same card. When it came to the child, I would not have been so cold hard to dismiss the child like that, because it wasn't the child's fault.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But her, she got to get dismissed.
Off the real, she got to go.
She got to
kick rocks.
Yeah, she got to get dismissed. It's just a simple fact of like having that thought process of like, dang, how much more you could have done, or
I'm of the same mindset, right? Like, you done violated, like you got to go. There ain't nothing you can talk about.
I got a question.
So hold on, I got a question that I'm finna ask. But my question is, if the roles was reversed, is it easier for men to get over their woman cheating versus a woman getting over their man cheating?
Well,
I cheated before back in college.
No, I'm saying so. But is it easier for the woman to get over that than for the man?
From my perspective, I mean, from what I heard, it wasn't easy, but they got over it.
Oh, okay.
You asked, is it easier for the man to get over, or is it easier for the female to get over?
For the female to get over.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, from the female I talked to, I think it's easier for them to get over it than man.
So
hold on, y'all keep give me a quick answer though. I want a quick answer with this. Do you think it's easier for the men or to get over?
That's the thing. It depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. Okay. Right. Okay. That's your answer.
So
no. Kris, what's your quick answer?
I don't think it's easy on anyone's part, but I think women have a higher tolerance. Men can't get aside from their egos and their opinions of their male counterparts.
Okay, so here's my other question, because we got your answer. So who is it easier? Who can cheat easier? A woman or a man? Who can cheat easier?
Who can cheat easier?
Yeah, who has the easiest route to cheating?
The female.
The female?
Oh God!
Boy.
I think I'm gonna say the female as well.
I mean,
it's not easier. We just do it better.
That's why it's easier. That's why it's easier.
It is not.
Yeah, because y'all do it.
They're more slick. They're more technical.
Y'all slicker than a can of oil.
Yeah,
listen,
they're
she
gonna
just
dissect
said
it way more than a dude would.
She just exposed it. She said we just do it better.
I'm not exposing.
You said we do it better, so and it sounded like personal experience. So please explain to us the time you participated in this lifestyle of being unfaithful. Yeah, there you go. That's the right sound. We're gonna get it right one day. One more. There we go. All right, so we're gonna rewind that like we just did. We ain't got to rewind no more, man. We don't rewind it enough. Kris, that sounded like personal. So do women.
That sound like who?
I said it sounded kind of personal, but we ain't gonna get personal. So women are better. Personal. Okay, so women do it better. Elaborate on that, please. Women do it better. Cheat better. How
think-
how do they cheat better?
Honestly, men are just always, I'm not going to say always, but they're typically on the hunt or the prowl. And I'm not saying when women cheat that it's intentional. It just seems to be a little more strategic in versus how men go out and cheat. It's just like y'all don't really place much of a standard there. And women would probably have more of a standard and a strategy behind it.
Whenever you use the word strategy, I think strategy like makes things easier. So the reason why I was going, well, let me tell you why I was going there with that question. I was going there with that question because of the video. If women, it's easier for women to cheat. Do women cheat more than men?
No.
Or do women not get caught more than men?
No, I don't think women cheat more than men. I really don't. I think there are a lot of faithful women out there.
Yeah, that's very opinion based. Like,
well, it's a theory because if it's easier for them to cheat,
it just depends on what you seen. You get what I'm saying? What that person's seen the most. Because I could easily say from my perspective of things, women, but Smitty might feel like.
So it's well. That's what we got the pod for. We tell me what you think.
Yeah. Well, from the video aspect, I'm finna lay it down like this, and it also tap in and you said who forgives.
Yeah.
More. Well, who forgives? Faster, faster. So in this situation, the video situation, I'm gonna say the man forgave faster. Reason being, just how he consoled her towards the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? So that already showed me like he's giving in.
Yeah, he was super. I ain't gonna say he just to me he was simping. He got pulled. He didn't stand a chance. He got pulled in.
I'll go last on this one.
Okay,
I'm gonna go last.
All right. Well,
the video was good.
Yeah, the video
was good. The video was well directed, well scripted, but it really lacked a true sense of how men really would have responded to a situation like that.
No, I think it was
even the most simplest man. Even the most simplest man would not have responded like that.
Well, for and the reason why I say it was fair is because it's for TV purposes. Like, I mean, it's not going to be exactly like, a real life situation, but I think it played out well because I do think men today would have done that. I think not all men, but I think a lot of men. That's what I say. A lot of men today would have done that.
Yeah, and I think that. Did you get your opinion out?
No,
but
go ahead. I got a whole lot of opinion, but yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours, my friend. The floor is yours.
All right, no, but I think that I think that men will start planning that a lot better, make it a surprise, for the fact that a lot of women don't think that men can plan events. They don't think that men can plan events. It surprised them. They think that women think they always have to do it. So men will plan events.
Yes.
Trust me. I do. I plan events, especially when I get challenged to do that. And I will do exactly what Homeboy did. Hold it together for the perfect moment. Even though I want to burst out, it's just that perfect moment that I want to do it. And yes, I'll definitely do that. And even with the going back to the forgiveness part. Mm-hmm. So this is my take on the forgiveness, and what we had to understand, like forgiveness. When you forgive somebody, that's internal, that's personal. Okay. What you do for them, what you do for yourself. When you say, "Hey, I forgive you," so everything they did for you, everything they did to you, you just relinquish that anger and things like that. But that doesn't mean that just because somebody forgave me, that now they do whatever I say. Now we just passed it and things like that. And that's where the unconditional love comes in. So if you think that you're in love and it's unconditional, even whatever mistakes you made and it's forgiven, you still gonna do exactly what I say, and there's no repercussions. So that's why I said, like, when he did forgive him, forgave her. And he was in that moment. I think that moment was just, he caught up in the moment. But once he really realized what he just revealed, and it's all now exposed, and he get to process it, he can forgive her. But he might not feel that unconditional love anymore.
Yeah, he can't forget. Like
Yeah,
you can forgive, but you can't forget.
So
but
I interject?
She won't let him forget.
So
Especially when you're being reminded.
yeah, the child is there.
What about your daughter? She's your daughter. I love you, babe. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be emotionally manipulated like that. I love that child. But aside from this, we're addressing the infidelity.
Yes.
We already know that that's not my child, but to play on my heartstrings to say, she's your daughter. Fact is, biologically, she's not. That's why we're talking about it. And then number 2 is saying babe and just drawing him back into this happy family, and it's not.
So I wanted to interject on, it kind of fall into why he's in the category of a simp as well.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that towards the end of the video, he had that option to stay stern and leave that line in between them to like, I need my space to think, and leave that option to, if I want to move on, I'm going to move on. You get what I'm saying? But he kind of played that simp card to where she was like, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Now he probably felt like, oh, I got a little power, or I got something over her head that I can hold her to.
Yeah.
Or
That could have came across his
he
mind.
feeling like he got some type of control over her now.
Yeah.
To like, oh, I caught her now. Yeah, you know what I mean?
could,
So
yeah.
he got the ball in his court.
But let
go ahead.
me say this up, because I got to say this up. The biggest culprit in this situation, I've been waiting for us to bring it up, and I see we all missed it, and that is women, no matter what another woman does, for the most part, support other women. And we saw this support. We saw the support from his own mother. His mother is the one that got him. Remember when I'm telling you the emotional webs that they throw out. Now, let me say this here before I go into this here. Ladies, you're not going to like what I say because I'm not supposed to know this. Like, I'm not supposed to know this information. But it is what it is. It's been revealed, and now it's going to be exposed. But with that being said, his mother got him because his mother said, I know you're hurt. She tapped into his emotions. I know you're this. I know the pain you're feeling. Just take your time before you make an irrational decision, before you make the wrong decision. You see?
You're going to kick that child out on the street corner.
Yeah, the baby got to go. Because again, as Kris said, number 1, the facts of the matter is this is not my child. See what I'm saying? You have to check your emotions with logic. And because he didn't do that, he got caught up in the simping. All that stuff she kept throwing out. I'll do whatever. I'll do this and that. That was just bait. And he was doing a good job not entertaining it. But then his mother jumped in, and when she jumped in, she got him to entertain it. And once he entertained it, his heart opened up and was like, dang, I really do love this girl. Why would she do me like that? Yeah. Oh, you got to be cold. And I got to say this, and the floor is yours after this, Smitty. What I would have done in that situation, because I never said what I would have done. What I would have done in that situation, I would have done the same thing he did. I just would have been cold-blooded to my own mama. It was the way he failed with his mother. Because a son can simp with his mama too. But that's another podcast.
Yeah, and I think just to add on to that, it could have been because where was his father at in this situation?
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Yeah, so that could even tell us that he had that single mom upbringing as well too.
Her mama got about that fire. Her mama.
Her mama like, yeah, you ain't finna embarrass me like this.
Nah, even the mama like shit. She doing the same thing. Let me get up out of here.
Yeah, her mama and daddy did get up out of there quick.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
And you know what?
Just like mama, like.
And you know what?
Like mama.
In the video, the mama is the one that said, we getting up out of here. She said, come on, Frank, let's go. She the one let the door. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got
because she ain't your child.
She did though. Oh man, but we'll get back to my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Bring us back, Smitty.
Yeah. So with his mom, that's a whole single parent dynamic. So he was probably raised by his mom and saw her as an authority figure and things like that. So we was good. So she had that power over him and opened him up and knew how to do it. So that could have been that dynamic. And the other thing that I saw is that not only did she get trapped and got put in the corner, he got trapped and got put in the corner, especially when her parents left. Mm-hmm. And now and then if you look at the dynamic, and we know this through like negotiations and things like that, he sat in the L shape with everybody because he was at the one corner. His mom was right there, and it was an L shape. So his mom was the closest to him. Mm-hmm. So that's when she was able to tap in. And we know that through negotiation, if you sit in the L shape and you get close to somebody, you can touch them and things like that. You could break them down and ease that guard down. Yeah. So that was another dynamic that I saw. But yeah, he kind of got trapped in the corner too, because he had one woman that was sobbing and things like that. He had his mama that was trying to talk to him and bring him to his senses, quote unquote, and things like that. But the whole time, they all were in their sign language. They all was shaming him. They was throwing insults at him. They was showing guilt, and they was proving the need to be right. His mama did it to prove the need to be right. To keep this girl, and had his child stay. The woman was shaming him and things like that, saying that, oh yeah, we already started a family. You already built this emotional attachment with this girl. Mm-hmm. You can't do this. You can't do that. What about us? What about this? And all this.
What about all the stuff that don't really matter?
Right, that don't really matter at that time. Yeah, so they both was in their sign language real heavy. So that's what I picked up.
So Kris, do women? I had the question. Do women? What did you say they did?
They in their sign language.
No, you said
they trapped them. They was in the corner.
Dang, I can't believe the question left me.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll come back to me.
Okay,
it'll come back to me. Yeah,
but that's what I thought. For him.
Ooh, that's a good question. How are they supposed to be intimate after something like this? Like,
no way.
Accent first.
Yeah. Kris, like how are they supposed to be intimate after a situation like this? Like, how would she?
Where does the
I know this. Yeah, I know this. Obviously, this isn't you, so we don't want. Let's be clear. She's not advocating this woman's behavior, but if you could imagine this,
all women protect each other women, right?
I'm trying to give her a way out. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't say all. I said most. I said
we ain't
most.
Giving her no way out.
I said most because I never say all. But thank you. Yes, gunshot to you. But but anywho, so if you was in this position, you would serve. Like how would you even attempt to show intimacy towards this man?
It would be, my intimacy would be expressed outside of the bedroom. It would be something completely deeper than the physical, because I know that would be a challenge for him, knowing and just contemplating what exactly took place between me and the other guy to conceive a baby. I would have to wait until he is ready for that. But as far as intimacy go, intimacy will come out in full honesty, winning his trust. I'm not saying I would go above and beyond and meet his demands. Let me say that, as long as they're, reasonable. But that's a hard way to navigate, because I'm sure he's questioning his love for me. I don't know.
Absolutely.
If it did come to we'd have to keep the lights off, because I would not want to know or see what he really feels about me. I could not. That would be hard. I wouldn't even want to be romantic.
Whoa. Let's press the brakes there. Rewind. I have a message that I've been preaching to men. Women don't like simps. And for the fact that she just said that I wouldn't even be with him, is definition. It proves my definition or my whatever you want to call it, that women don't like simps. Like a man that hold on, Chris, a man that a woman can treat like this. How could she respect him? Like it sounds like you would have respect issues now.
So
no, I think you misinterpreted what I said. When I said I wouldn't be with him, that means I would not initiate anything with him. I would wait until he was ready.
Oh, because I was ready to go in on you now.
No.
So respect, because
I would not push the envelope for physical intimacy.
Well, let me say this here, because it seems like I tell women, y'all don't like simps. You don't like them, but you all have asked questions oftentimes like, well, what do you define as a simp? A man that's in tune with his emotions and expressing his emotions and his feelings and this and that. That's not a simp. A real man actually expresses his emotions through his actions and his logic and his reasoning. That's how he expresses his emotions. A simp who prioritizes the emotions of another woman or female, that's what makes him a simp, and that's what this man is doing. And it's like, from now, this is me being cold-blooded and just being honest with the situation, is like, look, man, like, bro, if you come across me and one of my partners like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna just go ahead and stick it out. It was like, I'm gonna lose a little bit of respect for him just on the strength of you staying with her, bro. It ain't no way that, like, how you stay there.
So,
but see, that's where a lot of men go wrong. That's where a lot of men go wrong.
She done violated, but you violated. You violated.
This whole weird relationship that men have with the boys and need affirmation and acceptance from their friends to validate whether or not they should be in a relationship. A simp makes his own decisions, and they're not weighed upon his judge and jury.
No, well, that's but you basing that, but that's just my opinion of the situation. I'm gonna lose a little bit of respect for you, because not respect like I'm gonna disrespect you, but you just lose a little bit of points. Men understood what I was saying when I said that, but you might use a little bit of points. But as far as like, I'm gonna still hang out with you. You still gonna be my boy. We still gonna do all of the things that we did before. But I'm just saying there would be but there would be an unspoken uncomfortness, like when I see you with the child. Like, dang, bro, that ain't even your jit, bro. Like, dang, bro, you really is. Like, I'm just telling you, in my mind, this is how my mind works. Nobody has to agree with this. But in my mind, because I'm so deep in...
It could never happen to any one of your friends.
I know it could happen to any one of my friends. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to me. If it happened to me, like I said, really, bro...
Because even if someone was faced with that, I wouldn't put that obstacle on anybody. But I certainly wouldn't apply that same pressure for somebody to make a decision just to appease my friend's feelings.
No, you see, you're making it. Let's not make it about my friend's feelings. Okay, let's remove my friend's feelings from the equation. Mm-hmm. What I was trying to say was, I don't agree with his move vehemently. Like, I totally disagree with that move, because in the battlefield of love, you've lost completely, because you are now raising another man's child that slept with your woman. This ain't like we got together. It ain't like it's different. This is a different level. This is different for a man.
Why can't you respect the decision?
Oh, I'll respect your decision. No, I'll respect your decision. I'll just look at it. This is me. I'll just look at it a little different. Like, no, bro, we not, because I think so tribal. I really think tribal, and to me, she's violated something that this ain't like you slept around. Like, dang, you slept around and you had this other person jit make me think that it was my jit. That's a deception on a level that I don't think you should be able to come back from. Should I forgive you? Of course, because I got to move on myself. But coming back from that, no, that's a death sentence.
I just want to define jit for our listeners.
Well, what if you realize
I just want to define jit for our,
we gotta
people that's not in the South.
We gotta everybody isn't from
anybody from the South. We need to define jit, and I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, Jit, that's just your child.
Like my jit, or
Okay,
he
there
just a
we go.
youngin,
I know
or
what
a
it
jit
is.
on the
Why it
street.
might just be that young buck in the hood, that young
Oh, Jit
boy.
down the
that-
street.
That's the
Okay.
young.
Yeah.
That's Jit.
Yeah, jit, yeah,
That's
jit.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure we go ahead and define that, because I'm learning a lot of words today.
Yeah, so yeah, we
So-
Smitty is from
so-
Ohio, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
back
Yeah.
to the question on intimacy within this dynamic of the video. Could it still be displayed? Correct?
No, not like you are a super simp. That like if he get back with this woman, he's a super simp.
Okay, so
Cause how you gonna your jit, bro, my jit.
but the,
Don't be stuck with her.
so I'm saying the question was, can intimacy still be displayed? That was the question.
Not genuine intimacy.
I'm asking in general, can intimacy still be shown?
Not from him to her. No.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's-
I'm finna lay it down like this. He already showed me scarcity amongst himself.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because in the dynamic, if he had the floor, not to say even if he had options, but if he knew the value that he had, like, okay, I know what I'm bringing to the table. You wasting my time. You done tried me already. But he showed scarcity, and he still held her to make her feel comfort. He showed her intimacy at the end of the video. You get what I'm saying? So going further, once he opened that door back up, that door is now open.
He had it closed.
He had it closed.
He
but-
was almost out.
So he opened it back up. Now she know all she got to do is play her part, lay it down a little bit, and then she probably feel like she getting her cookies back little by little because the door is already open. He opened that already.
That's why I say he's a super. Like if he take her back,
But-
he ain't just a simp. He a super.
So in this dynamic of intimacy with this video, yes, is there already. He opened it back up.
Yeah, you a super simp. Like at the end of the day, I know it's a kid involved, but that ain't my jit.
And he's not even showing no self-control amongst himself. Like he letting his emotions.
His emotions is leading the way.
Yeah, I think it's more the intimacy is there, but I don't think it's between him and his wife or girlfriend or whoever she was. I forgot.
Right.
But I think it's more so towards him and his mom.
Yeah,
That opened that
The mom
mother,
is the one that
mother
did it.
son intimacy.
that's the mom. That's why I say your mama will have you simping.
because
That's how he was raised, basically.
that's
Yeah.
how he was raised. And she
The closest
she
person to
assisted
his
that-
heart.
Yeah, she assisted that. She actually opened the door and like put his foot in, like he was walking again.
Yeah,
But like I said, for me, I think between them two, I think I'll put out a TBA to be announced because we have to see further past that. I don't judge the man on the emotional decisions that he makes in the heat of the moment
yes.
as much. I always believe that, hey, we got to take time because we do make irrational decisions when we at the height of something of this big of a magnitude.
Right. So,
So I would judge it more later on,
Yeah, it would be
more than I would now.
But that's why I was saying we have to look at the
But
situation.
if we look at
just
at
at the
video,
situation.
yeah, I say the intimacy is there, but I don't think it's there between him and her. I think it's more so between his mom and him.
Well, yeah, the mom definitely led him back, and we really need to do a show on mothers leading their sons to simping, because it is. And the reason why I say that, we're gonna get ready to close soon. But the reason why I say that is because a lot of women are complaining about men today, but a lot of the men today are were raised by mothers. So mothers have raised these men that don't want to marry their daughters. And a lot of women think that, like,
that's going into another episode.
I
bro.
know.
You gotta,
Okay, so
you
let
gotta,
me
you
pray.
gotta stop right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna start right there because that's kind of heavy.
Invite the fathers in.
What you said?
mean, we need to invite the fathers. I don't feel, although the mothers are raising children in single parent households, we need to like reel these men, the fathers in, and responsibility for not raising these boys, and therefore they fall into the fate of being a
See,
simp.
that's why I
Because they're
That's
not
why I
getting
said,
that
Chris.
help.
Chris, that's why we gonna have another episode on that because that's a high power subject. But with that
Yeah,
being
y'all
said,
like
ladies
to-
and gentlemen, this is Ladies. We are not your enemy. I am the co-host, the GFG, the Great Face Goat, and I have with me none other than my partner, my ace, my round, my wooded.
Smitty Smash, aka Deacon of Destruction, aka Enlightenment, aka I really do be caring.
I like that.
I already know who it is. Your boy Louis V. Feel sound. I already know. That's about it, you know. Yes, sir.
All right, and we have our guest with us, none other than Christina. Chris, go ahead and plug yourself.
Hey everybody, this is Christina, aka Chris's Cookies. Thanks for having me.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are out.